Welcome back to our deep dive. Today, we're exploring something pretty fascinating. Demonology and devil-lore.
Yeah, and our main source is this really rich, scholarly piece from, believe it or not, 1925.
It's amazing how relevant it still feels. The author starts off just, well, astonished by the sheer number of evil specters out there in human imagination.
Absolutely. It must have seemed like, an endless list.
But he quickly found something deeper, right? A pattern.
Exactly. That's the core insight. Despite the variety, these figures tend to cluster around just a few types.
Reflecting really fundamental human stuff like hunger or disease, lust.
Cruelty, yeah. And that's our goal today, isn't it? To unpack how our collective fears, our struggles, actually gave shape to these monsters.
And the author's point is key. Their reality isn't about whether they literally exist.
No, it's about their influence, their power in shaping how we see the world, which is, quite formidable and enduring.
So where do these beings even come from? Our source suggests something intriguing. Many weren't originally evil.
That's one of those interesting parts. Many were actually ex-gods, deities that got demonized later on.
How does that happen? Like conquest?
Yeah, conquest is a big one.
Yeah.
The winners often rebrand the losers' gods as demons, or it could be theological conflict, shifting beliefs within a culture.
It really shows how fluid these things are. I mean, the source points out bogey. That word comes from bog, the Slavonic word for God.
Isn't that wild? And even Lucifer.
Meaning light-bearing.
Right. The light bearer becomes the ultimate fallen angel. It just demonstrates how easily a figure can be reframed, turned into an enemy.
Okay, so their origins shift. What about their appearance? Why so often hideous? Horned, lame, the classic cloven foot.
Well, it's not because evil itself is inherently ugly. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, a tempting devil would need to be attractive, wouldn't it, to actually tempt someone?
Exactly. So the ugliness, according to this 1925 text, was often intentional, a deliberate strategy.
A strategy, you mean like artistic or...
Yeah. Artistic and missionary, yeah.
Yeah.
When new religions were trying to convert people, they needed a way to discredit the old gods.
The ones people might still secretly, admire or even worship.
Precisely. So they used these repulsive caricatures. Think of the gargoyles on old churches, those grinning faces.
Okay, I see.
They were designed to literally disfigure the old pagan deities, to turn them into, the author calls them carved implications.
Like visual curses?
Kind of, yeah. Meant to inspire fear and disgust, to make sure people saw those old gods as something vile, something to reject.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. Can we look at a specific example, like how a core fear shapes a demon?
Sure. Let's take hunger. Probably one of the most primal human fears, especially for early societies.
Constantly struggling for food.
Right. So they imagined these invisible, voracious beings, like the African devil, Kefin, depicted basically as a giant stomach floating in the air.
Just a floating stomach. That's vivid.
It is. Or Miru from the South Sea Islands, a demon who cooked human spirits in an oven. But here's a chilling detail. The stories say she offered them an anesthetic first.
An anesthetic? Why?
It suggests her motive wasn't pure cruelty. It was just profound hunger she needed to consume.
And these ancient fears, they linger, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. The source mentions Rahu, the Hindu sun devourer. During an eclipse, people still yell, fire guns, smash pots.
To scare them away.
Yeah, to stop this hungry entity from literally eating their source of life. It's an ancient reflex.
It even mentions 19th century England. After a mine disaster.
Yes, the Pelsall mine disaster. Women there apparently refused to eat afterwards.
Why would they do that?
They believed their own hunger might appease the earth monster they thought had swallowed the miners. It connects directly back to sacrifice.
Sacrifice as feeding the hungry entity.
Exactly. And that's why so many ancient demons are shown as lean, starved. They embody that perpetual hunger.
It's incredible how these, seemingly fantastical myths offer such deep insights into universal human struggles, our need to personify challenges.
It really does. And it leaves you wondering, doesn't it? If the demons of the past reflected those deep fears, hunger, disease, the elements.
Then what about our fears today?
Right. What modern anxieties, maybe things like climate change or information overload or pandemics, are we inadvertently shaping into the demons of our time?
And what forms might those take in the myths of the future?
It's a provocative thought to leave with, I think.
Yeah.
What are the monsters we are creating right now?